out here filming the review for the KSwiss KFrame Speed tennis shoe. Let's see how we like them.
Slipping into these KFrame Speeds, I was expecting a lot of comfort because K-Swiss makes some of my favorite shoes because I find them so comfortable. And really this KFrame delivers on the comfort as far as cushioning goes. The heel is super padded and I can really feel it under the heels as well as the forefoot. However, K-Swiss historically has made shoes that fit my wider feet really well, but as soon as I put these on, I could tell these were more true of a medium than most K-Swiss I've worn in the past. So they did feel pretty tight in the forefoot for me. The uppers do stretch a little bit, but I could still always feel throughout the playtest them feeling really tight in the toe box. So that was my main drawback when it came to the overall comfort of these shoes. The upper here in the vamp is a little bit ventilated, so I didn't feel like they were overly hot. When I was moving on the court, I thought the traction was good. I wasn't slipping or sliding, and nor did I feel stuck to the court. Now during this playtest, I was a little bit sick, so I don't think I was moving quite as much as I normally would, so I'm seeing no issues as far as durability goes. These shoes do offer good stability, especially around the ankles. I find them to be higher than most low-cut shoes, so I did tend to want to wear socks that came up a little bit higher than the lower no-shows that I typically wear, just because I wanted to protect my ankles. I never had any comfort issues as far as rubbing or blisters, anything of that. I just did notice it did come up a little bit higher. Overall, in terms of comfort and overall playability, I did really enjoy these shoes. However, they were just a bit too tight for me in the forefoot.
I was really excited to playtest another K-Swiss shoe, and the male playtesters had been raving about it, so I was really excited to see what this shoe had to offer. And now, first things first, I always look at the fit of the shoe, and I was pleasantly surprised that with my narrow width foot, that this shoe fit my foot perfectly. It is a little bit more narrow than the traditional K-Swiss shoe, but for me, I had no complaints about that at all. I also found it to be standard length, so I was really happy I was able to stay true to size. Now, when it came to comfort, K-Swiss is known for comfort, and I found plenty of cushioning underneath the shoe, as well as around the ankle, kind of around the heel area. I will note that the tongue is a little on the thinner side, but I didn't have any issues when I was lacing up the shoes. I really love the fact that this shoe has a glove-like fit. It has that kind of booty construction. Not a lot of shoes have that these days, and for me, it just really helps my foot feel nice and secure, and I felt like I was really supported and stable when moving aggressively. I really liked the weight and the traction of these shoes. I actually really didn't have to think about them at all, so they did what I needed them to do, nice give and grip on traction, and I felt that the shoe transitioned nicely from heel to toe. I also felt that it was a really nice low to the ground feel, so I felt very connected to the court. I wore this shoe for 20 plus hours, maybe 25 by the end of the playtest as I was training for a tournament, and looking at the outsole, I was pleasantly surprised to see that there's little to no wear, and I had plenty of life left in those outsoles. My one knock is about around 20 hours. I was starting to feel a little bit of soreness underfoot. I'm not sure if that was the cushioning breaking down or my arches were sore. I might look at getting some insoles maybe to extend the life of this shoe. But overall, it was a great play test. I had a lot of fun with it, and it's a really high performing shoe, definitely worth a try.
I had to take a little break from tennis, but I was super excited for this to be my first shoe back on the court with. The thing that I can say automatically is I absolutely love this style, and since I'm actively still going through treatments, I'm able to wear it from doctor's appointments onto the court, and everyone in the doctor's offices love the way this shoe looks, and then I jump on the court and it looks amazing also. Now, as far as fit, for me, I have a medium width foot. I found the length to be slightly short, and I wore my true size in this one, and the toe box was a little bit roomy for me, so I did experience a little bit of toe issues on the end of the shoe. The top of it is a little bit rough and hard, so when I was picking up my speed, which isn't as fast as it used to be, I did notice a little bit of toe jam, which was a little disappointing because the men on the playtest team did say that they thought this was the shoe of the year, but that alone made it a little bit tough for me to wear consistently. However, I have been coaching through the last few months, and this has been a shoe that I can wear on the court as I'm coaching all the time because I'm not always hitting when I'm coaching, but it's super comfortable underfoot, as the other playtesters have mentioned. I think the styling is really great. I love the snug fit around my ankles and heel collar. I didn't have a chance to test the durability out as much as I would previously. No issues whatsoever, and the traction's been just fine for me. So as far as style, I absolutely love the styling of this shoe and can't wait to see it in more colors. And as always, KSwiss offers such a great option for players looking for good comfort and support and stability.
Coming into this playtest, I wasn't really sure what to expect, but the new KSwiss KFrame Speed surprised me in the most amazing way. When I first looked at the shoe, I thought it's going to be something bulky, heavy, and stiff, but the reality was completely opposite to what I was expecting. It was soft, comfortable, and just all around great performing shoe. I did have to go half a size up to find the perfect fit for me because I felt like my regular size was just a bit too short, but going half a size up was honestly the solution, and I had no issues with the fit after that. The shoe didn't really need much break-in time at all. Honestly, one of my favorite aspects of the shoe was just how comfortable and plush it felt underfoot. Especially you can see the midsole is kind of thick. Looking at it first, I assumed it's going to be kind of heavy because of that, but to my surprise, it was still very light and plush. The upper also hugged my foot really nicely. I honestly had 0 pain points during this playtest. The somewhat bulkier look honestly didn't translate into the bulky sensation at all. The shoe felt really nice and light on foot. I felt very speedy and connected to the ground, even with this thicker midsole. Honestly, I was super impressed by how amazing I was able to move around with this shoe. And I still felt super supported. So I think support levels were absolutely top-notch. I was able to lock my heels in nicely, and no matter where I moved, how fast I turned, I felt nice and locked in into the shoe. Durability was top-notch. I barely saw any wear on the outsole, maybe just a little bit, just from like a cosmetic kind of wear. But if you look at the outsole, it's so thick, it will definitely take a while for it to wear down. So I think durability is just top-notch. One of my other favorite aspects of the shoe was traction levels. It's really hard to find, at least for me, a shoe that offers the perfect blend of grip and give. And KSwiss did an amazing job with the outsole on this shoe. It was just the perfect blend, and I really enjoyed it. All in all, the new KSwiss KFrame Speed has become my favorite KSwiss shoe of all time. And I think anybody looking for a durable, comfortable, speedy shoe option that is actually very stylish should check this one out. Thanks for watching. For more information on this shoe or any others, please go check out Tennis Warehouse, Tennis Warehouse Europe, or Tennis Only.